use. You serious? Ha ha ha, hee hee. Dainsleif said, no, you're not running back in that shit. I beg your pardon?
Dainsleif went straight for the
I beg your pardon? Why am I with Dain? Why are you with Void Vagina? Don't be asking me dumb questions. Like... A curse of immortality was laid upon him, to forever wander the wilderness while he watched the people he was supposed to protect turn into the monsters of the abyss. And you decided to join the abyss? You Aether decided to join the abyss? You knew what happened and you decided to join the... Okay, yeah. But I cannot go with you to the next world to find a new home. At least not yet. Until the abyss has engulfed the thrones, my war with destiny will see no end. Destiny? What the f is all of this shit you're talking? What? That's crazy. Destiny. Listen to me, Lumen. I don't even want to listen to you, actually. I've already traveled through this world once. Once you reach the end of your journey as I did, you will see for yourself the true nature of this world. So you chose to join the bad guys. I'm still not understanding. I'm still like, at the end of the day, if you have seen everything, right? Why do you choose to join the bad guys? I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. Like, if your beef is with the gods, right? Maybe your beef is with the gods. Look how he's just summoning the shit again. That's crazy.
Come, Aether, we must go back to the vagina.
Right? Do we at least get a hug? Do we at least get a hug? We don't even get a hug? We don't get a hug? If Dain, no, Dain is gone! What the hell? My mans! My mans! That's crazy! They took my mans! Don't be too sad. I literally just spent the last 2 hours with this man, and you expect me not to be sad that the Void Vagina swallowed him up? Void Vagina. I don't understand. I don't get it. Man, I'm not sad. That's a lie. You're right, Paimon. There is hope. Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. Dainsleif must come back to me one day. I believe, guys. I believe that he will come back. Once we get to Inazuma, we should keep in mind that we're on the look for more clues. Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Wow, they actually said it. I didn't notice that the character actually said, hey, we're going to Inazuma next.
As many details as they can. First of all, the Abyss Herald, that's his proper name, sorry, called your brother Prince. He's not even my brother anymore. He's the dirt on the crevice of my shoes. He didn't even give me a hug. Not even a hug, bro. Like, you haven't seen me in so long. You're just like, man, I've seen some shit. That's literally all he says and then leaves. Just explain this part in my understanding, right? Okay, let me explain my understanding of what is happening here currently, right? Okay, so the people of that place, right? Let's just call it, like, I don't know, Kael'thas for now, because I can't pronounce it, right? The people who were of Kael'thas, right? The city from 500 years ago that went through all of that destruction and shit. I'm pretty sure whatever they were doing might have manifested some kind of void lord or some shit that was just like, oh, I'm gonna mess around with you guys because there's no god here to stop me, right? And all of you guys are puny humans. That's what I'm getting from this, right? It cursed the people to become Abyss members, right? But those people were probably just trapped under the curse that was put on them by this, like, whatever the Abyss. Because, like, based on what the Abyss looks like, it looks like a void. It looks like an entirely different place. So my theory right now is that the people who run the Abyss, like the prince and whatever, right? Like, I'm just gonna call him the prince. He's no longer my brother. I disown him. Like, he didn't even give me a hug. We haven't seen each other in how long now? And he's just like, you haven't seen the shit that I've seen. I'm going back through the void, vagina. And it's like, why? But anyways, so this is like, my theory is the Abyss, like, I'm just gonna call the Abyss the void at this point, right? The void was fighting against the people that lived in Kael'thas, but because so much shit was going down, Dain wasn't able to protect his people, right? And I feel like if my brother, the prince, was involved in all of this fighting shit, right? I feel like he probably switched sides for that part, and then he was probably the missing piece that they needed, that the void needed to overpower these people, right? And then as punishment, because you know, like, when you take over a place, you tell the people that you took over, like, we're in charge now, so, like, either join us or die, kind of a situation, right? I feel like it's a curse that was put onto the people. Now, this part might be a little bit of a stretch, but I feel like the Abyss mages specifically could have been people of nobility that was in the society at the time. It could have also been like high standing members of society outside of a nobility. It could also be actual mages that existed at the time, because they have no god, right? So the possibility of having people who practice like actual magic, like what we're seeing here with the void, my theory is that if they do plan to put the Abyss as an ability in the game, yeah, sounds possible. Okay, I'm making sense, right? Tell me if I'm not making sense. If I'm not making sense, tell me. But my theory is that these people, because they had no god, because the gods give like the elemental powers, right? If they had no god, the possibility of them practicing things like light and void magic exists. And if miHoYo is going, because as we can see, like we saw earlier, that Dain used a type of magic that we've never seen before, right? So like there is a possibility that he doesn't have an element, like he just uses this mysterious magic that we don't know about. So there is a possibility that it's either a situation of the light went wrong and then became the Abyss, or like the Abyss just hungers, you know? It's just like it's one of those textbook fantasy kind of things, if that makes any sense. So my guess is that when this fight was going on, Dain was overpowered. He couldn't like save his people, but because I feel like he was probably like some general. It's just a theory. Squid theory. Yeah, it's just a squid theory. Like, I feel like Dain was probably overpowered in some way, shape, or form, and then he was then, it feels like, oh wow, the only thing that I can draw on right now is WoW lore, and I feel bad because I know most of my chat doesn't understand WoW lore. Okay, so like, what I'm thinking is they fought long and hard, and Dain was like the one person that was giving them so much shit. So instead of just killing him or turning him into one of the Abyss monsters like they did with everyone else, they were like, nah, you're gonna live forever and you're gonna live and see everyone you love turn into these horrible monsters. And that was his punishment. That's what I feel like happened. But yeah, you know, it's up until the devs decide to give us more details on it. That's just my 10 points, though. Like,
yeah, it seems like the most plausible theory out there. There's connection with Albedo in the Abyss as well.
I'm not gonna let them take my other mans. I'm so sick of this, man.